Welcome to A Balanced Approach to Business Growth. This is your playlist where you'll find tips, insights, strategies, and exercises to help you grow your business your incredible way. Whether you are a solopreneur, leading a small team, or scaling up, these videos will help you to simplify your approach. It helps to ensure that you are focusing on what truly matters, those activities moving the needle in your favor. Help you to build a business that works for you, that is profitable, fulfilling, and built to last. And if we haven't met before, my name is Lindsey, and I'm a business coach who helps ambitious business owners just like you bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be without sacrificing their evenings, their weekends, their health, relationships. You get the idea. Okay. Today, I'm doing something slightly different today because I have got a bit of a bee in my bonnet. So today I want to talk about something that we don't say to ourselves nearly enough. And that is what you do today is enough. So we live in this world that constantly pushes us to be more productive, more successful, ticking off more things on our to-do list. But the truth is, some days just showing up is enough. Some days, whatever you can do, whatever you can give your attention to, is more than enough. Because life gets really busy, and you'll understand why I wanted to record this today in a moment and why I'm using that phrase, life gets busy. It does. And no matter how well we plan, things don't always go as expected. That doesn't mean to say that we have failed. It just means that we are human. So why am I doing this video today? Okay, so I have just dropped my husband off at the hospital for a pretty big operation. Now, I'm extremely fortunate that my husband does, it's a pretty 50-50 share. There aren't really any blue or pink jobs in our house, but he does do the majority of the cooking. He is the first up in the mornings. So he does do the breakfast for the kids, and he does tend to get their lunchbox ready. And as I say, he does most of the cooking. So without him in the house, my kids are a bit worried that they're going to starve, which of course we know isn't true. I can cook, I just don't like being in the kitchen. That aside, there was a part of me today that was like, okay, so normally you record the video and then you edit and you put it out, and you need to do your email for the your list, and you've got these other things getting that you need to give your attention to because you've got a workshop on Wednesday, and of course when he comes home he's going to need support and help with his recovery because it's that kind of operation. And I was starting to get myself into a little bit of a state and thinking of all the things that I had to do. And I was like, do you know what, Lindsey? Whatever I get done today is enough. And that realization made me more than anything want to record this for you today. Because I want you to know that there are days when we just can't see clearly enough. There are days when the external factors in our lives really impact our energy, our motivation, and can actually reduce the amount of time we have to spend in our businesses. And it's on those days in particular, I want you to know that whatever you get done, as long as you have done your best, it is enough. Most likely more than enough on some days. Now, you might be thinking, why the hell is Lindsey even doing this if she's running out of time? She is running out of time, which is why she's talking fast, and I'm not really sure what this is going to look like at the end. But here's the thing. I'm really fortunate, and I've talked about this. If you've watched any of my past videos, you know that I talk about planning. I talk about quarterly planning. I have a quarterly plan. I can break it down into the month that I'm in. I have broken it down for the month that I'm in. I've broken it down for the weeks. I know each week what I'm going to be doing. So therefore, it is a little bit easier, I would say, for me to go, okay, what can I leave behind? What can I give my attention to? What really needs my focus? But even with the best plans, and even, for myself, knowing that I have this detailed level of planning and that I take it that far, it still feels a little bit overwhelming. It still feels like I'm going to set myself up to fail today if I'm not careful. which is why I really wanted to record this video. One, because I want you to know that whatever you do on those kind of days is enough. And I'm going to keep saying it because I need you to know it will be enough. You are enough. As long as you are always doing your best, you've done enough. But I also wanted to share some ways and tips that you could perhaps find a little bit of momentum or mojo on those days when it does feel like it's all going to shit, when it does feel like you've got so much going on and you're totally even well overwhelmed before you sit down. And some of these tips that I'm sharing with you will absolutely work in your business and they will absolutely work outside of your business. So where are we going to start with this? I need some water. And I know I'm talking really fast and I haven't checked the clock. So I wanted it to be a quick video. Who knows where it'll go, but let's get started. So on those days where your motivation, your energy may be impacted by external resources or external activities, or they can be internal activities in your business, depending on the size of business. You know, you might be having some problems with staff or a bit of firefighting going on the day before. Perhaps that's impacted your energy today. However, you have got to that point where you're thinking, I just do not know where to start. I'm worried about all the things that I need to do. And I know I need to do something. I feel like I should do something. You know, for those days when it feels like the plan ain't going to work, when it doesn't matter that you have a great plan, you're like, I'm out there. I'm out. Here are some things that you can do. One, prioritize the essentials. Okay. Ask yourself, what truly needs to be done today? And you can use that in an hour. You know, what do I really need to do in this 1 hour? The time frame is completely up to you, but I'm talking about a day for the purposes of this video. So what truly needs to be done today? Remember, you can use that, and this is a great tip to use in and out of your business. So it might be that there are 3 things. Do not add more than 3 things. And if you are in that moment going, do you know what? If I could just do this one thing, that's okay. Do that one thing. But if there are, lots of priorities floating, I think just ask yourself what truly needs to be done today. If there are 3 things, just write the 3 things down. What I will say to you is if you manage one and you need time out, if you've managed one and you need to stop, you stop. But if that has given you a little bit of motivation, if that has created a shift in your energy, then you can move to number 2 on your list. And again, still a little bit motivation going on. You feel like you can do some movement, go to number 3. I don't want you to do any more than 3 because if you get 3 done, go and have a cup of tea, coffee, beverage of choice, go for a walk. So no more than 3. And if right now or in that moment, you can only think of one thing that you truly need to do that one thing. Coming back to the done is enough mindset. Okay, so the first point was prioritize the essentials. Second one, the done is enough mindset. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for completion. So a task finished at 80% is better than one delayed because you're trying to make it perfect. So do not aim for perfection, aim for completion. And that is, it's done. There is no more you can do to it. Get it out in the world, whatever it is. And you can use that at any time. Now, this one, although it's a fabulous tip for your business, I would say if you're having a particularly bad day, you might just want to focus on done is enough rather than aiming for completion. For me today, whatever I get done is enough. Okay. But depending on, where you are in the business, how you're feeling, it might be that you can aim to complete something, but step out of that perfection place. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Number three, embrace the micro wins. Yes, you've heard me talk about this before. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I talk about small steps and even small progress counting. So celebrate those little wins. So if you're having one of those days where you just have decided, because make it an intention, today, enough, whatever I do is enough. Whatever I achieve is enough. So if you have sent that email, celebrate. If you made that one call, celebrate. If you switched off and just said enough for today, then you need to celebrate. So small progress every day, one small step, one small action, absolutely please celebrate it. Number four, and I've definitely covered this one before, time blocking. So if you're really short on time, set a timer for 15 or 30 minutes and focus on just one task. Okay, this will really help stop you from being overwhelmed and help to ensure that you make the most of your time. So it might be that you go, do you know what? I've just got an hour. Okay, what's the one thing you've got to do? Give it 30 minutes. Remember, you're going for that enough mindset. Give yourself some grace. Acknowledge and accept that some days will be more challenging than others. Be kind to yourself and remind yourself that showing up is enough. So if you were able to show up and send one email, that was enough. If you were able to show up and finish a task, that was enough. If you were able to show up and record a video and get it out, that was enough, even if it's not perfect. Tip 6.6, which I hadn't started with these numbers, really worried I'll forget them all, but don't worry, I will put them all in the notes below. Keep perspective. So what feels really urgent right now might not even matter in a week, and this could help you with that prioritizing the essentials. Too often we put on our to-do list the stuff we don't want to forget. Okay, so that's one thing that can happen with our to-do list. So if you recognize that quite often you fill your to-do list with things that you must not forget, have a I must not forget list so that your to-do list becomes the priorities, becomes the essentials, those things that you must get done. We quite often put things on our to-do list that we don't want to forget because we're worried about forgetting them. So have a system or process for writing those things down, those things that you don't want to forget. Equally, I think we're really good at putting things on our to-do list. And I say we because I know I've done this, filing. I'm laughing and joking. I don't have filing on my list anymore, but years ago I used to have filing on there every day because I just needed to keep up with the filing. But then it either wouldn't get done, so it would get moved forward all the time, or I'd give my attention to it. And let's face it, filing is not going to move my business forward, and it won't move your business forward either. So just be more wary of what you're putting on your list, what you're choosing as priorities, where you're giving your time, and really keep perspective. If you have something on your to-do list that has moved forward day after day after day, keeps getting moved into the next week, it's being moved into the next month, now it's the next quarter. Do you really need to do it? Is it really important? Is it going to move your business forward? If you are consciously moving something forward, with intention to give it your attention at a future point, that's one thing. But if you're just moving something forward all the time, it's quite likely that that particular activity is not required. So please do keep perspective. Finally, number 7, the end of day check-in. Ask yourself, did I do my best with what I had today? Did I do my best with what I did do today? Neither of those are pretty good English. In fact, they're both appallingly said to you. But I need to get this done. And today, done is perfect. I do not have time to keep re-recording it. What I'm saying is at the end of the day, ask yourself, have I done my very best? Have I done my very best with the time that I had available? Have I done my very best for myself today? Because if the answer is yes, then that is enough. Okay. And don't give yourself a hard time. Don't then immediately dip into, oh, but I didn't finish that. We're not interested in what you didn't do, what you didn't finish. Today, on these days, when you have external factors eating away at you, when there seems like there is a lot on the to-do list, when you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, we are only focusing on the things that you did give your attention to, whether that was picking up the phone and making one call, whether that was giving your CRM 20 minutes and just tidying it up, whether that was clearing your desk, whether that was sharpening your pencils, whether that was attending one networking meeting, whether that was a meeting with your client. Remember, it is the things that you did achieve that we are interested in. We are not interested in what you didn't achieve and what you didn't give your attention to. Okay. I'm really hoping that all of this is making sense. So, if today or any day doesn't go to plan, just breathe. And remember, you did enough. You are enough. Progress isn't about ticking everything off the list. It's about showing up, doing your best, and knowing that that's enough for today. If this resonates with you and you're ready to create more focus and momentum in your business without the constant overwhelm, let's chat. I will put a link below this video so you can book a clarity call. More importantly, or as importantly, I don't know. Like I say, I've not got time to re-record this, so I'm just going to go with it. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights and strategies to help you grow your business your way. And if you have a tip, if you have a tip, share it in the chat box or in the comments below, I should say. If something resonated with you, share it in the comments. If hearing me say that whatever you have done today is enough and it's made you feel better, tell me in the comments. Because whatever you have managed today, whatever you did today is progress, no matter how small. And it is enough.